Let's use fraction division to play a game called Peas in a Pod. Peas in a Pod is a two-player game. But don't worry if you have more than two players. You can form teams. Each game will require the Peas in a Pod game board, the number generator available on the website, tokens of two different colors, or if you don't have tokens, just use scraps of construction paper, some scratch paper to do computations, and two different markers that match the color of the tokens. With your group, find an area to play and bring all of your materials. In this game, it's red versus blue. Red will start the game by generating a division sentence. And their sentence is 9 divided by 1/2. The red player must now find the quotient. 1/2 goes into 9 18 times. The red player will now place one of their tokens on the number 18. Can you find the number 18 on the game board? Here's an 18, and here's an 18, and here's an 18. On the game board, the first row counts by 2s. The second row counts by 3s, then 4s, 5s, and 6s. 18 is a number you can land on when counting by 2s, 3s, or 6s, so it occurs in all three rows. The red player will need to choose one of those 18s to place their token. In making that decision, it will be helpful to know the objective of the game. The objective of Peas in a Pod is to get 3 tokens of the same color in a row, either vertically, horizontally, or diagonally. When you get 3 peas in a row, that forms a pod. The first player to get 3 pods wins the game. The red player chooses to place their token on this 18 because that gives them the best chance to get 3 in a row. And now, it's the blue player's turn. Gameplay continues this way, with the players taking turns generating a division sentence and then placing a chip on the game board. If a player lands on a number and all of those spaces on the game board are already taken, like in this example when the red player generated the number 28, then there are 2 possibilities. If that number is being covered by an opponent's token, you can knock it off and replace it with your own token. If all of those spaces are covered with your own tokens already, then you lose a turn. Remember, this only occurs if that number is not available anywhere else on the game board. When a player gets 3 of their chips in a row, like the red player on this turn, that forms a pod. Remove those 3 tokens and use a red marker to color in a pod over those 3 spaces. Those numbers are now locked. No player can put a token on any of those numbers. The red player may not add to those numbers to create a new pod. If a player generates a number that is greater than or equal to 55, that's a free choice space. You can put your chip anywhere on the board that you'd like. The game continues this way until one player is able to get 3 pea pods. This game has just ended. The red player has 3 pea pods. They win. But don't worry, blue player. You'll get them next time. And now you're ready to play Peas in a Pod.